I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody except the Queen being there.
But there's been no indication that the King's cancer treatment is finished. So,
as the year seems to be winding down gracefully, Queen Camilla has shaken expectations with an announcement that reveals that everything may not be as flawless as it appears. This became known while she addressed the public. While she hoped to sway the views of the public on a peculiar subject, she only ended up piquing interests even more, leaving the entire country completely stunned with many unanswered questions. What exactly happened? And how does that affect the future of the country? Join us as we tell you all about Queen Camilla's announcement. The announcement that shook the entire country. With the royal family at the forefront of all the affairs regarding the United Kingdom, you can say things have been moving seamlessly all this while. While there have been countless trials and tribulations, together they have worked to ensure that they not only overcame the numerous problems, but they have done things in such a way that it never affected the country in a negative way. However, it seems like the royal family has their hands full with a problem they aren't entirely sure they can overcome. This became clear right after the Queen herself made an announcement relating to King Charles's health at a recent public hearing. An announcement that the public perceived as unprecedented has left the entire country completely shaken, especially due to the fact that it came from the Queen herself, which goes ahead to depict the seriousness of the state of things in Buckingham Palace and how the royal family might be on a chokehold. In a nutshell, it seems as if the future of the throne isn't certain. Keep watching to find out more. If you've been paying close attention to the dealings of the royal family, you must have noticed something peculiar. The king has been making way fewer appearances in public than before. King Charles's health has been deteriorating. For some, the news of the king's bad health isn't really any news, as the word has been going around for quite some time. However, it came as a shock having to hear straight from the Queen how bad it was. Normally, the royal family is known to keep things shushed down, especially for news as delicate as the king's health. Yet, Camilla expressed herself in public without holding back. This was very surprising, and the announcement was more than enough to shock not just the United Kingdom, but the entire world. As a matter of fact, Camilla opened up during her recent documentary titled Her Majesty the Queen, Behind Closed Doors. In this documentary, Camilla showcased her first year as Queen, and the documentary was supposed to provide a glimpse of how she had been tackling the issues of domestic abuse over the years as Queen.
She's breaking the cycle to put an end to domestic abuse forever.
However, it did more than that. Apparently, it also showed a time when she visited the government house in the Isle of Man in March 2024, just a month after news got out about King Charles being diagnosed with a form of cancer. At the meeting in the government house, Camilla was being questioned about the king's health, and she had it in her mind to decide not to say anything about the matter. However, she didn't hold back on the details. Giving a reply, she responded, saying that he was doing well. She also stated how the biggest issue is that managing the king's health was deterring the king from doing so much. And this was the major reason why Queen Camilla made most of the official appearances in place of the king. For an announcement that no one would ever expect, this took the entire country by surprise. While the intent behind Queen Camilla's announcement might have been to reassure the citizens of the king's health, it also gave a full glimpse of how the power dynamics are shifting in Buckingham Palace. Let's say the king is doing less than before and making fewer appearances as well. Does that affect the decision-making in the palace? For the times when a new policy was enacted, can we say that the king himself approved of it? Or was it a unanimous decision between the other royals? These are the questions that a whole lot of people have been asking. While there are citizens bothered about how the royal family's decision to push the king behind the big stage would affect the reformation of the state, there are also others who believe that Camilla's statement was a front to sway the country from the truth that the king's health might be getting worse. If that's the case, her announcement might have been more personal due to a possible outburst of emotions that might have been swirling up inside her ever since. After all, let's not forget that while Camilla is the Queen's consort, she also is the partner of the king. That being the case, it definitely must have not been easy watching the one she loves to face the harsh conditions that come with cancer. Making the announcement might have not just been to convince the people, but it might have been to convince herself as well that everything is fine with King Charles. What do you think about that? It's a sad but yet pretty tacky situation, so we can only help by breaking things down, so you know the full implications of the Queen's announcement and how it can redefine the fate of the royal family. How influential is the Queen's announcement? Well, you are about to find out. Stay on to get the full details. Queen Camilla and the implications of her announcement. In truth, there are a lot of theories and reactions from the citizens pertaining to Camilla's announcement. However, what each and everyone had in common was the shock and surprise on their faces. But then, for you to know just how much this announcement carries weight, it is important to know about how she took the stage to become Queen Consort. Obviously, in the eyes of many, Camilla's ascension to the throne isn't all white, and it's easy to see why that is the case. Apparently, this is because of several talks about the scandals between her and King Charles, from when Lady Diana was still alive and married to Charles. Because of the story surrounding their relationship, the most conceived notion is that her position as queen isn't well deserved. It is true that Queen Camilla might not have merited her seat like the other royals, but it still doesn't change the fact that she has done quite a good job as Queen Consort. Over the years, Camilla hasn't just proven herself to be a one-of-a-kind Queen Consort, but she has also proven herself to be a good partner to the king, offering both personal and professional support where necessary. As Queen Consort, her role involves accompanying the king on official engagements, hosting foreign dignitaries, and representing the crown in various charitable and ceremonial functions. One can say that these are more or less a summary of what the modernized image of the monarchy is like. On her own, Camilla has also orchestrated quite a lot of events to tackle issues like literacy, domestic violence, and many others in the UK. Let's not forget how her patronage extends to organizations like the Royal Reading Room that promotes literacy. This sets her apart as one of the most compassionate people to ascend the throne as queen. Despite all her achievements and contributions, Camilla has faced quite a lot of scrutiny from the citizens. Still, she has adapted to being on the scrutiny end, fulfilling her duties regardless. Amidst all of these, the most challenging challenge is the reformation of royal policies and laws alongside the king to fit modern times. At least, that's what everyone thought, not until word got out to the public about the king's health condition. While the public is taking the news with mixed reaction, there have also been several responses from members of the royal family concerning King Charles' cancer diagnosis. Prince William and Princess Catherine, who are known for their forward approach, released a statement emphasizing their father's resilience and unwavering dedication to duty. Furthermore, they also thanked the public for their support during his administration as king. While Prince William and Princess Catherine were able to hold back their emotions, the same couldn't be said about Prince Harry and Princess Anne. Prince Harry, despite his geographical and personal distance, issued a heartfelt statement, highlighting his father's enduring commitment to the causes close to his heart. On the other hand, Princess Anne, who has a strong relationship with Charles, offers a deep glimpse into the personal side of their sibling relationship. It can almost be said that she was the one who was the most heartbroken because of the news. While Princess Anne made a few remarks, she celebrated him way more than the others did, giving a picture of a family that is unified just as much as they are diversified. At the moment, there is clearly an atmosphere of unrest in Buckingham Palace, and it should have been much easier to control if not because of the sequence with which the bad news has been springing up. While Camilla might have announced King Charles's illness, it turns out that the king isn't the only one who is sick. Apparently, the Queen Consort herself is facing complications with her health. Yes, you heard right. This became known to the public after the Queen cancelled 2 planned appearances in November. As a matter of fact, the Queen was supposed to attend the annual Field of Remembrance event at Westminster Abbey and co-host a Buckingham Palace reception for the medalist of Team Great Britain alongside King Charles. However, that never happened. Instead, for the event at Westminster, she was represented by Birgit, the Duchess of Gloucester. It was later on that news came out that the Queen was sick, having been diagnosed with a chest infection.
The Queen has had to cancel her engagements this week after being diagnosed with that chest infection.
The reports given by the royal family were that the doctors advised a short period of rest for the Queen to recuperate. However, the public is afraid that the report might not be the full extent of the whole thing. According to a few, they believe that the royal family might be holding back details on the severity of the whole thing. Could that be the case? It's pretty much hard to say. At this point, we can only take the little info that they have provided to us as it is. While matters are still arising, Queen Camilla has made sure to apologize to all those who may have been inconvenienced or disappointed as a result of her absence over the course of her illness. She also told me how optimistic she was that she would get back on her feet in no time. Of course, while there might be no pressure whatsoever, she is mandated to get back on her feet in earnest because she is the second in command right after King Charles. Imagine the state of the country where both the king and the queen are bedridden. Certainly, there will be a state of panic and chaos. Also, let's not forget about Kate Middleton's undisclosed form of cancer that she struggled with earlier this year. Luckily, she announced that she was able to beat the sickness in September. However, it was only after undergoing some serious chemotherapy. This goes a long way to show just how much this sickness-carrying shadow looms at Buckingham Palace. Then again, one might pause and ask, just how bad is it truly? And what could King Charles's and Queen Camilla's sickness spell for the monarchy? It gets interesting from here. Stay tuned so you don't miss out on the details. Public reactions and the monarchy's possible future. With people having different thoughts and theories about the King and Queen's health and the current health status of the royal family in general, it is important to know that this sudden series of mishaps that befell the family isn't a new thing. As a matter of fact, in the past, there have been several scenarios where the top authorities faced terrible health crises. However, the public never got to hear about it till the end. Take, for instance, the rule of King George VI in the early 1950s when he was diagnosed with lung cancer. As a matter of fact, during this time, the king's condition was largely concealed from the public, and every single detail was kept private within Buckingham Palace. This secrecy move was made so that the country would be able to preserve its image of strength. So, did that work? Definitely. However, imagine the shock on the people's faces when news got out that the king had died in 1952. This was enough proof that the monarch had held back on the full extent of the king's illness. Even though the monarchy might have been able to save face, the lack of transparency came at a cost, washing away the trust and confidence of the people in the royal family. It is also said that history would have repeated itself with Princess Margaret, Queen Elizabeth II's younger sister. When she was alive, she faced numerous health challenges, including a lung operation and strokes later in life. You have to admit, these were all worthy of concealing from the public, but instead, They were made public. These struggles of hers were what humanized her in the eyes of the public. Considering the history of the royal family, you can say this is when the royal family started to experience a shift in how they addressed such issues. Even though that is the case, there are still people who believe that the royal family has reverted back to the ways when King George IV was alive. According to beliefs, this measure is because of the tension and show-off power between top leading countries around the world. That being said, it's fair that the public should be stunned and a little pessimistic about how future events will unfold. Camilla, who announced the state the crown is in, seems to be the one on her feet the most. As a matter of fact, over time, she has distinguished herself as a passionate advocate for health-related causes, most especially in the realm of cancer awareness. Over the years, she has worked with charities like Macmillan Cancer Support, Breast Cancer Now, and Marie Curie. Working with these organizations, all she does is bring attention to early detection and patient support. That's not all. She also gets involved beyond ceremonial roles, presenting personal anecdotes and heartfelt appeals that show that she is genuinely committed to the cause. If you must know, while Camilla creates awareness about cancer, she definitely doesn't hold back talking about how the people close to her are affected. These few stories are what make her relatable to the common people who might be affected. Her participation in events such as the annual Macmillan Coffee Morning or visits to cancer research facilities can't be overlooked as well. Her dominance in the lower skirts of the community is what has elevated her in the eyes of the people as the Queen. Now, having heard of her chest infection and how she has been struggling to keep up appearances in place of King Charles, people are starting to humanize Camilla even more. With a whole lot of people wishing her a speedy recovery, many hope that she will make a full recovery as we enter the new year. That said, a whole lot of fingers are crossed. That aside, being that the Queen Consort is paying more attention to health matters, it is best to expect that there is bound to be a shift in the coming years. Concerning the issues of cancer and other diseases, there is bound to be more medical research, awareness campaigns, and support for healthcare initiatives in the UK overseen and approved by the monarch. Hence, what we are expecting in the coming years in the country is a total reformation of health-related policies, one that will most likely favor all UK citizens. As grand and glorious a picture that will be, we aren't necessarily talking about the far future. What we are talking about is the recent times when King Charles's health has been on the line. For a fact, the news of King Charles's diagnosis has stirred up a mix of concern and solidarity, rallying citizens around a shared emotional experience. Yes, there might be a whole lot of theories surrounding the subject. Still, the solidarity among citizens is evident. Meanwhile, it seems like Camilla's announcement is starting to resonate beyond Britain's borders. One of the things that you can say is evident to the foreigners is how the British monarchy has decided to be more transparent in their affairs and dealings. Seeing the end result of Queen Camilla's announcement, foreign countries, especially the ones that operate a monarch system, are willing to imbibe the same tactic to ensure transparency in their affairs and relations with the public. In summary, the tides might be changing pretty quickly, and Queen Camilla is at the forefront, stirring it all because of her choice of transparency. Seeing how much of an achievement this only makes us reminisce about the other past achievements of the King and the Queen and the legacy that they have created together. You see, the legacy of Queen Camilla and King Charles III has been shaped by their enduring contributions to the monarchy, their passionate advocacy for meaningful causes, and their ability to face personal and public challenges. Let's say we are looking for a tale where one can rise beyond the odds with only sheer dedication to duty. Camilla would always come out as a perfect example. Why? Well, it's because what many see as a duty to the people is a lifestyle that Camilla has been unto ever since she was a duchess. Her charitable causes in the realms of literacy, domestic violence, awareness, and osteoporosis are all the charitable events that Camilla had been partaking in right before she became queen. The only reason why it seems like her charitable actions are a front is because she operates on a larger stage now with cameras and more royal security surrounding her. In general, Camilla has worked diligently to amplify the monarch's relevance in modern society, and health, education, and animal welfare are just a few things that she holds close to her heart. While we are talking about Camilla, we can't leave out the achievements of King Charles. In the short period he has been king, he has been committed to environmentalism, sustainable development, and interfaith dialogue. These are endeavors he started long before he was king. As a matter of fact, his main focus has always been on sustainable farming, renewable energy, and ecological preservation. He has also created several initiatives like the Prince's Trust, which has supported over 1 million young people globally. Since ascending the throne, King Charles has sought a lot of ways to modernize the monarchy. And he has been doing a pretty good job until he got diagnosed with cancer. Basically, as it stands, only he and Camilla have what it takes to accomplish this grand task of modernization. That's the only way that the new era truly dawns upon the British kingdom. As such, the citizens look to the royal family for answers pertaining to the state of things. Many do hope that the situation isn't as dire as it seems for both Queen Camilla and King Charles. Already, you can say things are starting to look bright for Queen Camilla, so it's no surprise that she fits in the picture. While there were a lot of controversies surrounding her ascension, people started to see her as the one true caring queen that she truly was. Gradually, she gained not just public acceptance, but also admiration from the people. While traditional followers of the royal culture might not approve of her methods, the larger population, which comprises modern and inclusive thinkers, is quite receptive to her. At the end of the day, only time will tell how things unfold, and we certainly hope it unfolds for the betterment of the throne. What do you think about Queen Camilla's announcement? Do you think that people might be overthinking things? Or is there more to the story than what meets the eye? We'd love you to share your opinion in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.